Hello and welcome to Horse Review. Today I'm going to look at the brand new shiny American quarter horse. I recorded this video a long time with my shitty mic and it was so bad that you couldn't even make out what I was saying, so I had to scrap the entire 2-hour footage. In this review we'll be looking at conformation, gaits, colors, statistics, and we're going to interview a few people that I don't know. Quite a few people were saying that the horse's head is too small, their butt is too big, but there are, if you don't know, several different kinds of quarter horse types. This horse closely resembles, it's closer to a halter quarter horse. So I'll put a picture of one up right here. I personally think it's very accurate. I think it looks a lot like a classic quarter horse. Small ears, small face and feet, large hips and shoulders. Generally, you know, it's very classic Western. However, the shoulders are kind of sharp. I don't know if you can see that. There's almost a 90-degree angle to them. Everything else, spot on. I love it. I think it's great. So, apart from the square shoulders, it's like 9 out of 10. This is pretty good. Better than a lot of the other new horses I've seen lately. I love them compared to a lot of the other horses in the game. I think they're pretty great, but there are a few flaws that I have to cover. So this is the walk and the trot, the lope, hand gallop, and the full gallop. The walk, there's something very strange about it because you can see the character is very lifelike here, my rider. But when you start walking, they go completely stagnant. They're kind of like robotic compared to how the horse is moving very smoothly and realistically. The character is floating at some points of the walk in the saddle, and it's hard to notice, but when you do notice it, it's kind of off-putting. At the trot, especially moving from a walk to a trot, you can see the character tilts a little to the left, their right leg goes out, and the left leg is clipping into the horse. I think people notice this a lot more with English saddles and thought it was an English saddle bug, but no, you can see here the I forget what that's called. It's like very strangely curved, and the whole thing is tilted, and then when you move to a canter, they clip back into place. Now, there is a bigger problem with the full gallop. I didn't even notice it until someone pointed it out to me in Global. They cross canter at the full gallop, and if you don't know what a cross canter is, it is a unnatural movement that can be taught to a horse, and is sometimes used in dressage in real life. It's so in order to explain that, I'm going to break down the movement of a canter. So a gallop is just a bigger canter, essentially. The feet should move in the same pattern. So at the canter, you can see the front 2 feet have a 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. So this horse would be on the left lead because the second leg that is hitting the ground is the left one. The left one goes out a little further. That's normal. That's how it should be. Now, the right foot is hitting the ground first. So the hind legs should be doing the same thing, which they are. It's right, left, right, left, right, left with the hind legs. So they're basically, the hind legs and the front legs are doing the same movement just at different times, and that creates this gait. Now, the hand gallop is the same thing, right, left for both sets of legs. And when you move to the full gallop, oh, I have this straight, okay. When you move to the full gallop, the hind legs stay at a right, left, but the front legs change to left, right. So they switch to a right lead, but they don't switch their back legs, and this is called a cross canter. It's just, I'm not complaining a lot because it looks very smooth and it looks very normal. They managed to kind of like pull it off, but it's not right. It's not how it's supposed to be naturally. Unless you've taught your horse to do this, that's not how they're supposed to move. I'm not a reining expert. I did a little bit of reining, but I didn't go to like advanced, so I'm not sure if they have cross cantering. They probably do. I'll look it up. Next is the rear. The rear. Brand new animation, just like a lot of these. I love it. I think everybody else does too. It's very cute and not too wild. The jump is an animation pulled from every other horse in the game, which is this really lurching, messy, lunging jump forwards, and their head kind of tucks in and becomes triangular a little bit. I don't know how to feel about it. I wish the jump was a little flatter and calmer. The best part about these horses is their specialty animations. I'm calling specialty animations the spacebar thing or extra gates. So similar to how the Icelandic has a tolt, or the Lipizzaner can do a levade? Yeah, I'm gonna say these ones have two because they're both, or no, three, because they're all like really unique. They spin when you stand still, press space, they loop around 3 times to the right, and they scoot back a little bit as they do it. This animation is so wonderful. It's very clear that they took a lot of time and effort to make this. It's just so smooth and satisfying, and I could do it all day. Sliding stop and the reverse have a little bit of functionality to them that really makes this horse different from other horses. So the sliding stop, this movement, which the animation is flawless. It's very obvious that this horse literally slides a lot farther than other horses. It slides like a few feet further instead of an immediate stop. So this horse doesn't actually have an immediate stop apart from the rear. Which this sliding stop can work to your advantage or disadvantage depending on how you use it in competitions and whatnot. So say this cobblestone wall is a jump that I need to go over, and I missed it by a little bit, and I look back and I'm like, oh shit, I missed it. Well, that sliding stop takes at least, I'm gonna say at least half a second longer than the other stops. And then you gotta turn around, go back. That can take up a little more time, especially if you can't restart the race. However, if you need to do a 180, turn around really fast, and stop, these horses can turn and slide at the same time. Like this. And bam, I'm already turned around almost completely. So that is a little bit handy, just depending on how quick your reflexes are. It can be an extreme disadvantage, though. Now I'm going to talk about the reverse. The reverse is automatically much faster than the original horse's reverse. It is roughly the speed of the trot, maybe a little bit faster, while the original horses, I believe their backup is the speed of the walk. And this backup, just like other horses, gets faster and faster as the horse level up. My reverse with him is super fast, especially on the road. Very... Hello? I love it. I love it so much. Now, this can also be useful if you miss a jump and you think backing up might be the fastest way. That is that is very fast, and then I can get over this jump now. Their starting stats are 8 in total. There's only one other horse that I could find with 8 total stats, and that is the Tinker. And these horses are very heavy. They're heavy in discipline and agility, and that is, discipline is how fast your horse changes gaits, and agility is how fast your horse turns, or how tight your horse turns, which can make these horses excellent competitors. That kind of makes them somewhat superior in a way to the rest of the horses in the game. I think these horses will have a serious advantage in competitions, which that can be a good or a bad thing depending on how you feel about it. I think it's a good thing. So, I'm gonna call this to an end before I'm putting more work on myself than I need to. So, if you enjoy the video, give it a like and subscribe. I'll be releasing more. I won't be bailing out because I think Star Stable is finally redeeming himself. And I think I have a few video ideas that I know what I want to do now. Leave a comment down below if you agree or disagree with some of the stuff I said about the quarter horses, or tell me what you think I should talk about next, or like review next. Starshine Ranch maybe, or some other horse. My social media I'm going to put right above my head and in the description if you want to follow my Instagram. I do lots of Star Stable edits and art. I'm gonna go take a nap now. Bye!